Yes, it says that I'm live. So if I'm live, that means that y'all here with me. You already hit the like button. You already know about Doggy Diamonds No Filter podcast, the audio version. You already know to go to Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I shouldn't have to tell you none of that, but I'm going to tell you again and again and again and again and again because some of y'all act like y'all don't know what I'm talking about. And if you're new here, go right below in the description box. You got my podcast, because this is not a YouTube show. This is an actual podcast that's on Apple Podcasts and Spotify, and it's going back on SoundCloud. Yes, that's what's happening. And also, for only $100, I promote whatever you need on my social medias and my website. That's my Twitter, my Facebook, Insta stories, YouTube community, and my website, like I said, www.doggydiamondstv.com. Hit me up on Instagram at Doggy Diamonds for your promo. Serious inquiries only. Must be Cash App ready. Listen, man, and check this out. No, that's the wrong show. What am I doing? Oh, here we go. This is my single. Y'all didn't get my single? It's on Spotify. Y'all didn't get my single? Come on, man. That's called a workout anthem. All you got to do is go to Spotify, Apple Music. I got to put it on YouTube. Doggy Diamonds, the workout anthem. Let's go. All right. I'm back. That was quick, right? Just went and took a shower, freshened up, put on some cologne. Nah, I ain't put on no cologne. Why would I put on cologne to sit on YouTube? That ain't happening. But, yeah. Let's go. We're going to have some dialogue tonight. The question of the show is a rhetorical question, so I don't want anybody to come here and try to give you a little, yeah. Listen. It's a rhetorical question, but everybody is not as smart as some of you think you are, so we have to talk different stuff. All right, stop the music. Stop the damn music. I'm Doggy Diamonds. This is Doggy Diamonds TV. This is Doggy Diamonds No Filter. I'm not by myself. Where you go? Oh, she got kicked out. Ain't that something? Oh, man. I gotta put my shades on and try to send it again. There we go. She got kicked out. Made me look like a damn fool in front of everybody. We waiting for... I'm talking bad about you. They can see you. We live right now. I'm talking bad about you. I'm sitting there like, I got such and such, and I go in there and it's a blank screen. Introduce yourself to the people.
Technical difficulties totally out of my hands, but I'm back. I'm Ty Phoenix.
Okay. And you know what the name of the show was Consciousness Purposely Removed from Hip Hop. You was on one of the most, was it a conscious, would you say it's a conscious label? Was it conscious? What are we doing here?
I think there were the highest number probably of conscious rappers that were signed simultaneously. Like it appeared that way, right?
Yeah.
I know they were definitely the most lyrical rappers, like lyrical giants were on that label. But I would definitely say conscious too, in terms of like cultural awareness, like, Black Star, they were really heavy out in those Brooklyn streets. And Kiru Books, yes. That was kind of where I got started, even in terms of just really moving around, maneuvering in that circles, because I was showing up at those open mics at Kiru Books. I don't know, this might be going a little too far back for some people. They were like, "What you talking about?"
No, but Kiru Books was a. Let me just tell the people, Kiru Books was a bookstore owned by Talib Kweli, right in Park Slope, Brooklyn, off of Flatbush Avenue, and it was very, very big for the culture because he was had a lot of books in there. And he used to just have little open mics and ciphers and stuff like that. So it was very, very big for the culture. Shout out to Poncho for the donation. It was very, very big for the culture. So, but I don't remember. Well, maybe you was there more than I was, because I used to get books from there too.
I remember it was just raw heavy poetry, like people that were really committed to the culture in terms of the poetic and the MC side. It was like they had an open mic. I don't remember like how, I guess it was weekly. I don't recall now, but I just remember coming through there and, being like, that whole scene, like for anybody, I guess, who's from Brooklyn, they'll identify with what we're speaking about. But for people who might have, been from other parts of the country, they might not be aware. But there was a whole scene in that area of Brooklyn, Fort Greene, coming up. I think like Erykah Badu used to have like a Brooklyn Moon down there on Fulton. Like
That's
that was like,
that's my neighborhood. I lived up more though. I lived more towards Nostrand Avenue, but Erica was there, Common was living there, Spike Lee is around there. It was so many people who moved in that neighborhood. Dead Prez was living around there at one point. There was a lot of people that moved to my neighborhood. J. Rue lived around there. Afu Ra lived around there. Tech Smith and Wesson lived around there. Later on, Iron Solomon moved around there. So there was a lot of people that moved to my neighborhood, and I was like, it's just becoming very artsy around here because it's a lot of people in the culture that's around here. Because you had a place called Mashoud where they would have live mannequins and girls who would stand in the window live, and I used to walk past, me being the idiot I was, trying to make them laugh and do dumb shit, But the neighborhood that became very artsy with a lot of talent. Oh, I can't forget Easy Mo B was around there. Then you had Biggie on this side, you had Little Kim on this side, you had Foxy Brown across Atlantic Avenue. So it was a lot of people that moved around there. So if they don't know what label you was on, let them know the label.
It was called Raucous Entertainment. Not to go too much into my bio or whatever, but even prior to being signed to Raucous, I was signed to a subsidiary of Universal Entertainment. Mm-hmm. I don't even know. It's okay, like for me to shout these names or whatever now. Or
okay, it's
no filter. I was signed to a subsidiary of. This is prior to Raucous, and I'm going to explain how I even got over to Raucous. And started moving in that circle. So I was signed to a subsidiary of Universal Music Group. Mm-hmm. I don't know if all of these, big music conglomerates, and I don't know if they even exist the same now because I'm not really like tuned in to that side of the music industry now. But at that time, it was a real big priority to be signed. Like, that was not so much now, right? Because you DistroKid, just like you just shared your single, right? You have the power in your hands. Now everybody's kind of like taking the reins of their own music career. But back then, that was a real, accomplishment to be signed. So I was signed to a subsidiary called Group Home Entertainment. And that was the home of the Lost Boys. Rest in peace to Freaky Ty. That was the home of Cannabis.
Charles Soup.
Absolutely.
A+.
Absolutely.
A+.
You already know.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah.
You know what's going on.
Come on. I know hip-hop culture. I don't know about these other dudes. They're just YouTubers. I'm actual journalists. I actually know the culture. But A+ was there, Cannabis was there, and the Lost Boys were there. Charles Soup.
And guess who else was there, which you probably know about? The Answer.
Iverson?
AI.
See, I didn't know that. Wow.
AI.
But wasn't he calling himself Jewels back then, though? He was calling himself Jules back then.
That was his rap name?
Yeah.
All I remember, and I could talk about all this now because it's so like in my past and irrelevant to anything going on in my present reality. But at the time, I was like, yo, did AI get a record out before me? He's a ball player. I was like, really like, I was in my feelings about that, but I guess the music industry mindset sometimes, is so focused on business and sales and, and it's AI, like, just like, may he rest eternally. Kobe Bryant, had an album out. Remember he was just had a single with Tyra Banks and all of that. So there was a time when it was like these NBA stars were like, I'm going to get my feet wet with this rap thing. And I was like, Okay. Okay. So cannabis, really shout out to cannabis because he kind of shifted the climate. I believe he was one of those people at that time. I don't know. Um, Again, I'm so telling my age, but that's okay. This means that I've survived. And
Facts.
God bless me for being a survivor, right?
Facts.
But at that time, cannabis, Big Pun, um, Corrupt. There was a source, either it was a source or a double XL cover. And it was like Big Pun, Cannabis, Corrupt, Cameron. And they talked about the resurgence of lyricism at that time.
Mm-hmm.
So Cannabis was one of those individuals who really helped to shift that climate. He obviously was bold enough to battle LL, however that turned out. But he really was like an uncompromising lyricist. So I've always been there. Like I've never had any period in my career where, oh, let me just try this image or that style or what. I've just always kind of been on that wave. So it was a perfect place for me. I was like, wow, cannabis is there? Oh, this is perfect. Because that's me all day. Like I the bars and the metaphors and whatever. So at the time when I was recording some of the music, I was like, yo, I'm gonna get Talib Kweli. Because, I have been, like I said, frequenting Brooklyn, and I was in that circle, like we just said, in Cure Books and that whole Fort Greene circle. And I got him to do a verse for me on this song. And so from there, I just was like, AI, this and that, whatever else was going on at the time. I was like, yo, I need to go where Kweli is at. That was my mindset. I need to go over there. Most Def is over there, and the artist circle is kind of small. After you start frequenting certain places and rubbing shoulders with certain artists, people get to know each other. So Most was working with somebody, another artist that I know of very well at the time. I'm gonna just say a bunch of names. I ain't gonna do that, but I was like, I need to go where they are, because wherever they are, they're being creatively supported. They're being encouraged to just like push this culture forward, in terms of not only the music, but what they're doing in the community. And, I was like, I'm in the wrong AI. I'm in the wrong spot. You know what I'm saying? So long story short, I ended up over at Rawkus. I had, took meetings. That's what, back then, that's what you had to do. You took meetings with execs and things like that. So I was the first woman that was signed there. And, so being in that circle, watching who was there. I mean, even Big L, who, as we know, is still, even long after he's passed, he's still one of the most respected lyricists, right?
Mm-hmm.
In hip hop, even to this day. Like some people's best rhymes that they wrote in 2023 are probably wouldn't even be Big L's throwaway rhymes in 94. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how respected Big L is. And his album was released on Rawkus. He was posthumous, of course, because he had already passed away. But I mean, so I was like, wow, I'm just surrounded with, Pharaoh Monch, Black Star, which is most quality.
My man Shabam Sadiq. I gotta mention Shabam Sadiq. That's my guy.
Shabam Sadiq, who I believe was the second person, if I'm not mistaken, signed to Rawkus, and I think the first was Company Flow.
Yeah.
But Shabam and I, eventually we ended up being in a group together, the Polyrhythmatics, Shabam Sadiq, DJ Spinner, Mr. Complex, myself, and then Apani B. Fly as well. So I was just in that whole, like I said, when we discussed it a little bit before, that whole era where everybody was just, like when I was saying before, nobody asked me to do stripper rap.
Yeah.
Because I was in a whole culture of people that were they were serious about the pen.
Mm-hmm.
So, having said that, just really being in that circle, being in that sector at that time, I was like, well, because there's different levels of consciousness. Like you said,
that's what I wanted to delve into.
Conscious label. There's lyrical consciousness. There's political consciousness, there's spiritual consciousness, there's cultural consciousness. And all of those artists that I mentioned, I think at different points have released songs or projects that embody at least one of those expressions of consciousness. You know what I'm saying? So it felt great,
Well,
at that time.
could we delve into also the elephant in the room about some of these labels that had these type of artists were never run by black people. They were never run by black executives. They were ran by others. Let's just say others. So I used to tell people Loud Records, who had Dead Prez and had Mobb Deep and had Big Pun and had Wu-Tang, the Gods, was ran by Steve Rifkin, who was the son, his father owned Spring Records. So when we are in the seat, black people I'm talking about,
Okay.
we don't put out conscious music besides maybe Kadar did with Erica and D'Angelo and all that, the neo soul movement. But to find out who was running Ruckus Records will kind of mess your head up. To find out who was running Loud Records, you'd be like, they okay that type of music to go out and push that type of music. But when we sit in the executive chair, it's like, can a nigga get a table dance? You know what I'm saying? Like, we want to put that out to the people. And it's just weird to me. It's just weird to me. Which Ruckus end up, folding later on. But consciousness, first of all, when I think of consciousness, I want to know, you gave different extremities of what you think consciousness is. When I think of consciousness, I think of music with a message, right? So I would automatically think first conscious rapper I would think of would be like Melly Mel, The Message. That's the first consciousness of broken glass everywhere. Like, you know what I'm saying? That was real. Even though that might have been before some of our time, but by the time we heard it, we was impoverished, so we heard it. Then I would think of consciousness, then I would think of like a Rakim, because he had consciousness, he had the 5% lessons in there. And then we start thinking about X-Clan and KRS-One and Brand Nubian. Why do you think that type of music was just removed from the culture as a whole, just gone?
Well, I'm going to address what you said a little bit earlier in your statement about Black executives at labels, and I guess why you might expect Black executives to have a certain allegiance to Black culture or to the people, where they would say, okay, this type of music can't go out to our people. This type of music, I'm not going to support that. I'm not going to sign artists like that. I think a lot of people just follow instructions. You know what I'm saying? And they're given, a list of directions that they must follow, and an agenda that they have to really honor. Being hired to do that particular job, they have to really deliver. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know if the people in the chat are about to go off on me when I say this or not, but this what this show is called, No Filter, right?
Facts.
I don't have any expectations of anybody when it comes to the music industry, with respect to if you are some type of a paper pusher or you're a button pusher, like you make things happen. Because I've met people in the industry of different ethnicities, of different nationalities, and they all have different stances on music, politics, or whatever, everything in between, life, the universe, and everything in between. You would be surprised. I mean, I don't think people would be surprised about, some of the things that happen as far as the inner workings of the music industry and it's, maybe the level of corruption. I don't think, I'm going to be honest with you, I think that in terms of quote unquote Black music, if, because that is a real title and category. Like in some labels, they said that what is this, the black
They
music
got a
division,
department.
right?
Yeah, they got a department. Yeah. Urban division.
Which is odd, because I
All
don't
of it
think
is
you could
black
walk in
music.
any building. I don't think you could walk in any building, any record company, and you would say, "Excuse me," to the security guard, "Where's the white music division?" I don't think.
But
I don't
even
think
more ironic, it's all black music. All of it is black music.
absolutely,
Every
absolutely.
every genre of music is black music. It derived from us. So what they're really saying is that where's the nigga shit?
Which there's a distinction.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? There's a distinction between, okay, you want to say nigga music,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and let's just really be very candid and honest about the fact that, quote unquote, nigga music that reflects the nigga mentality
Mm-hmm.
and the nigga mindset. And we can get specific and define what that is. Because
Mm-hmm.
some people might be like, well, what is that? What is the nigga? What is the nigga mindset? You know what I'm saying? But I mean, you kind of, you know, you're battling anyone who has done business with major labels or major corporations knows that they have certain expectations and they have a certain agenda with respect to what they want to generate into the public,
Mm-hmm.
music wise. And that people will look you in your face, both people of color and non-people of color, you know, people of non-color, however you want to say it, white, black,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever, I don't know. But both people of all different ethnicities, like I said, nationalities, different backgrounds, will tell you what black people want to hear. They'll be like, well, black people don't want to hear this, and black people don't like that, or black people don't identify with this mindset, or black people are not moved by this or that. And you be looking like, you hear it, and you're like, but wait a minute, what do I look like?
Yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
look at
right?
my
Yeah,
face,
yeah,
you
yeah.
know how brown my face is. You telling me, well, black people don't. I'm like, let me tell you what I like, and let me tell you what the people I know like, and where I come from, and what's happening out here. So there's been this whole weird, very, very bizarre sort of approach to black people in terms of our entertainment
Mm-hmm.
and what we absorb and what we want to consume and listen to entertainment wise. It's been a very bizarre approach, which is we will tell you what you like. We will tell you what you need to hear. We will tell you what your mindset is. We will tell you what your children need to listen to, what you need to be. I've heard so many stories, I'm sure you've had too, where rappers have said to me, you know, of course it's hearsay, if you like, I heard, but a rapper said to me that he was speaking to another rapper who was signed to a major label, and the A&R told him, I need you to go make a song that will create a chain snatching frenzy, quote unquote. A chain snatching frenzy. That was the term. And when I heard that, I said, that's what he said? That's what the A&R told him? I never forgot that, because I felt like chain snatching frenzy was such an odd phrase. But we have had many popular, even classic, if I may use that word, hip hop songs that were about chain snatching frenzies. I mean, so, or, you know, whatever, throw your hood up, throw your set up, whatever. I mean,
And up. That's my favorite chain snatching frenzy, though. That's my favorite. Because I'm a Brooklyn guy, but you know, shout out to them. So let me ask you something. Coming from that, coming from the raucous, being students of the Rakim, students of the Brand Nubians, the Poor Righteous Teachers, when did you see the shift in where the music was going?
you know, I saw that clip that is being circulated right now where Kumo D is explaining that his album was coming out at a certain point, and KRS One's album was coming out around the same time, and Public Enemy. I think they and Rakim. And he said the KRS-One was saying, "Oh, Jesus is black," and Public Enemy was saying, "It takes a nation of millions to hold us back." This is what he said on the clip, and he said that pretty much the summary of the video. He's addressing the fact that after that, the companies were like, "No, this can't happen." That there was like a deliberate decision that was made, I guess executive decisions that were made in those companies to say, no, this is not going to go. You're not talking about, Jesus is black and, Public Enemy's trying to galvanize the people and, KRS-One and Rakim and, so in that video, he's saying that, pretty much there were executive decisions that were made to, I guess, shift the climate in a direction where there was no real uplifting information that was being shared in the music. There was just no consciousness raising, rather collective consciousness raising, as far as the vibe and the energy of the music. And I think that shift began to happen. Even, rest in peace to True Boy the Dove, De La Soul, even, at the height of their era, they were wearing African medallions and things like, they were reflecting a certain level of cultural awareness. It was very fun, loving, and high-spirited and very unique.
The whole native tongues. Native tongues.
Exactly. The name kind of says it all. So I think there was this period where, honestly, I think after, and KRS-One, sorry, KRS-One, I didn't mean to say your name incorrectly. Kool Moe Dee is saying in the video that, as much as he loves, and this is his quote, not mine. He said, as much as I love NWA, I do believe that they helped to create that shift that pushed everything along that trajectory in hip hop, where, I mean, even as much as people criticize, say, drill music, it's really no different than a lot of the music that, we've been listening to for decades. Some of these current newer genres are just spawns of older genres. They're just, the offspring of quote unquote, what did Dr. Dre say? You are now witnessing, what is it, the birth of street knowledge?
Yeah, the birth of street knowledge. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think NWA for me was that midpoint. It was like the birth of street knowledge means that I'm in the street, I'm engaging in street affairs, street activities, but I still have some level of awareness. NWA wasn't, you know what I mean? It was, the music was still knowledgeable in terms of, just even to navigate through the street, you have to have a certain degree of knowledge. It doesn't, whether you consider yourself a conscious individual or not, you can't thrive even in the streets. I don't care if it's gang culture, whatever, you still need a certain level of knowledge.
Yeah, a damn stray cat got to be knowledgeable to not know how to get hit by a car. Let me give you one too. See, when NWA came out, I think us New Yorkers was just like in awe that these dudes really cursing like that. So it kind of messed us up, because when Slick Rick said, "And with your wrinkled pussy," we was like, yo. Then we heard Schoolie D was also before that. But when we heard the cursing, we was like, yo, they was wilding. Now, the issue that I have with it was the movies that came with it. See, not only did you have this type of rap, you had Colors, you had Boys in the Hood, you had Menace to Society, to a certain extent, Baby Boy, you had South Central, you had all this music that was coming out on the soundtracks, but it also was the movie. So we was corrupted by the movie, us being New Yorkers, seeing different, or tri-state area people seeing different lifestyles. Like, hold on, what's the drive-by? What's all of this? Well, we had over here, we had Juice. Juice was more real, but we knew when it come to Juice, Police is gonna get you. But I was tripping like, so yo, they really drive and hang the gun out the car and shoot people? But then the music was talking about what was going on in the movies. So unfortunately, we was fascinated by it. We was just fascinated by, yo, this is what they doing and this is what they doing here, this is what they doing here, not realizing that it was movies, but it was real life movies. So we thought. So now we started thinking this is what's going on in there. So to me, that's when music changed for me, because now these songs off these soundtracks are huge ass songs. Remember, if you was on a soundtrack, you was platinum. You was getting a plaque. Some of those soundtracks are the biggest sellers in hip hop history. Those soundtracks, the Boys in the Hood soundtrack, Menace to Society. So what happened was they coupled the film with the music, and then because you can't make they tried to make like higher learning and stuff like that, but it's like ain't nobody getting their ass whooped. I think it became a point to where the consciousness was getting too brash, it was getting too bold. And when somebody say fight the power, like whoa, then fight the power. You go to the show and they got all these little white kids saying, fight the power. Like, whoa, they weaponizing us against us. Now the white kids are saying, you got to fight the power that be. So this is transcending black and white now. No, we got to stop this shit, because they turning our children against us, and they don't know they're supposed to inherit the power, but they're saying fight the power. 911 is a joke. You know what I'm saying? So when you go to these festivals and you see PE, it wasn't even the black kids, it was the white kids. I think that's when it started becoming dangerous, because how we feel don't matter. They know we don't have no power. We don't have no money. We don't have no organizational skills. We only got mobilization skills. We only get up and tear shit up, but we don't do it in a way that we're organized. But then they started getting these young white teens, the most rebellious. They started getting the teens that riot when they school win a damn championship. They tearing shit up. They started getting them to say fight the power. That's when it got dangerous. So I blame NWA and all that for a certain thing, but NWA was the opposite of PE. Look how they dressed. They wore the same black hat, the same Levi's. Where did Ice Cube go when he left NWA? Right to PE.
He went a whole other direction.
No, but he went right to PE.
Yeah, he went to the Bomb Squad.
He went right to the Bomb Squad to get that same soundtrack, because it was the same energy. Straight Outta Compton is a Public Enemy song. If you listen to the sound, if you listen to the sample, you listen to the tempo, it is a Public Enemy sounding song. So when
two opposite ends of the same
exactly,
spectrum, what
but one is the target, black youth wilding, but Public Enemy is targeting everybody, saying, fight the power. We got to fight the power that be. But when you go look at who was saying fight the power, it wasn't us, it was them. That's when it became a problem. And that's when they started saying, hold on, we got this PE shit, we got this X-Clan shit, we got this Poor Righteous Teacher shit, we got this Brand Nubian shit, we got a lot of other groups. Then you got the Dead Prez. You got all these people that are coming up. Then you have some women, Queen Mother Rage, and you got ISIS, and you got Ladies First, and you got all this shit that's coming that's changing the mindset of the people. We got to stop this shit somehow. And I think that's when the labels was like, all right, we going to fall back from this shit, because we got to find a way to dumb motherfuckers down, because they getting too intelligent. I mean, KRS-One is making songs called You Must Learn, and it's a whole lesson to a dope beat. And people are like, they are dopiest. He started saying names that we never even heard before, but we starting to look. And then if you look at the video, It's a black Jesus walking around. So that's when I felt like they was like, yo, hold on. Nah, we're going to promote this and pull this back. We're going to insert the movies. We're going to insert TV shows. That's why every TV show always had a gangster. Remember, Piccolo was the gangster on A Different World. They always started trying to have a gangster that showed you that this is y'all culture. This is what y'all about. Because truthfully, if you want to be technical, hip hop started. Early hip hop was heavily influenced by the gods. Heavily influenced by the
Absolutely.
nation, the gods, and earth. Heavily. So once you took that from it, and then what was the most, I'm going to tell people, one of the most key things in the culture is in Minister Society when he said, nobody want to hear that shit, Sharif. Yo, that was the biggest thing because what he said, I'm young, black, and I just don't give a fuck. That became, I'm America's nightmare. Young, black, and just don't give a fuck. It
Yeah.
became a big deal. And then you do have Sister Soldier. We are at war. Like it became too powerful. They had to stop it. Go ahead.
I mean, you really ran down a good portion of the history
My bad.
to explain how we got to this point. But you know, one thing I will say, um, above all, what it speaks to is the power that is inherent in music. You know, I often speak about how magic and music, the two words sound sonically, they sound similar. And there's a reason for that. It's because music has the potential to impact people on a psychological level, on a cellular level, in ways that many other things can't. Like rock stars can influence collectives of people more so than politicians. That's why everybody wanted, everybody ultimately, they believe, they want to be rock stars, but people more so want to be popular. But in terms of music and really using music as a tool, that's what it is. So that's where the fight comes from. How can we control how the music is influencing and impacting people? Because it literally controls people on a subconscious level. It can. Now, even down to, I'm gonna go back to what you were saying about the blaxploitation, movies, the films. How who you waving to?
Oh, I'm waving to my homegirl Brittany in the chat. She says she's gonna watch me, and she's actually here. So when people say they're gonna watch me, I love it. Hey, Brittany, what's up?
Okay.
We got
Hey,
a
Brittany,
few.
hey,
Yeah,
everybody
we
in
got a
chat.
few. Yeah, we got a few. But let me cut you 1 second. See,
Okay.
I want people to share this show to the youth because not to steer them, just for educational purposes, because they got to know why the culture is where it's at today and how many things has been weaponized against us. So it's almost like taking your butter knife and cutting you with your knife and telling you to cut others with your knife, but you didn't cut anybody that needed to be cut. Not that anybody needed to be cut, but it's almost telling you how to hurt yourself via the tools that you have. So you're not using the drill to drill a screw in the wall. You're using the drill to drill it in your brain. So, and again, when you think about drill music, there used to be a term. I'm going to drill it in. I'm going to keep saying it till I drill it in your brain. So that's why the music is methodical. That's why the music sound the way it sound, because not only a drill is a term from going out there doing some dumb shit, but remember fire drill. It was a practice for a fire. Every time something was a drill, it was a practice for the actual thing. So when you say drill, like I'm going to drill it in your brain, that meant that you're going to say it over and over and over and over and over and over till you had it in your brain. So words, titles mean a lot. And a lot of people don't know that. We say stuff without subconsciously knowing what we're saying. And that's what I said to people earlier about saying, speaking spells and saying stuff like, yo, I don't care if I die. You don't? Okay, so when you die, we not saying RIP. Continue though.
Right. the power of language, the power of music to influence. As a matter of fact, we can even go a step deeper than how hip hop has been controlled and has been used, like you said, weaponized to promote a lack of consciousness and self-destruction. Self-destruction. That's what I mean. That was conscious. Like all those MCs coming together saying, hey, we got to say something about this violence. So music is the most effective tool, the most powerful tool to influence people.
Mm-hmm.
But even taking it a step further than hip hop, even the frequency of music, the whole debate between should music be tuned to 432 hertz, which is the actual frequency of Earth, versus 440. Now, I don't know if people know about the 432 hertz versus 440 hertz, but
my audience know. I got a brilliant audience. My audience know.
I'm sure they do know. But and anybody who wants to do research on that, I've heavily encouraged, look that up, because there was a time if you think about how maybe your grandparents, your aunts and uncles, when you were coming up, for those of us who are in our age range or maybe even a little bit younger, those backyard barbecues where they had that Earth, Wind and Fire playing and all that music felt different at that time. There was a reason, not only because it was analog versus, digital recordings in present day, but also because a lot of that music, a lot of it was tuned to 432 hertz. 432 hertz is actually the frequency of Earth. That's the actual vibrational frequency that the Earth emits, okay? And around 1930 something, 1938 or 9, you can look it up. There was a decision made that we're tuning all music to 440, okay? And there's different frequencies, not just 432 and 440, like 528, I believe, which is the frequency of love. But even like the base of the Great Pyramid is 432. I don't want to go too far off the deep end, but what I'm saying is that the actual deliberate movement to weaponize music so that it is a tool that you use to harm yourself, that goes deeper than hip hop. Like tuning your music to 532 or whatever, that can actually affect the cells in your body. Like that's been used to help people heal. Yeah. So when we talk about, making sure music is poisonous and making sure music is destructive, down to the actual tones that come into your ear when you're listening. We talk about that.
Yeah. Tones is everything.
It's really the movement to make music wicked, if you will. To make it wicked, it even goes beyond hip hop.
No, it's all hip
hop has been, I'm gonna go as far as to say, in comparison to country and western, pop, whatever, hip hop is the genre from my observation, where there has been more of a real serious effort to infuse destructive ideas and destructive intentions down to the words, down to the tones, down to, the bass tones, and which, activate those lower chakras, and the lower chakras correspond to survival. You need to survive, to have sex, to fight, to fight for food, basic needs.
One second. I got somebody in my chat that's bothering me. Once again, okay. Oh my God, I've listened to all types of rap and I'm not a criminal. Maybe you just pussy. Maybe you just not about that life. We're not talking about rap. We're talking about tones, frequencies. Different shit do different shit to your body. Different sounds can make you go deaf, make you go crazy, make you act crazy. This is a fact. This is a scientific fact. So if you don't get the fuck out my chat talking stupid, I watch you tweet, or rather I watch you type mad shit. Maybe you just pussy. Maybe you just pussy. I never said the white man. So next you're going to say the white man poison. So who controls the music industry? Who funds the music industry? It's scientifically proven. This ain't no pseudo shit. Maybe you just a bitch. I listen to all types of rap and I'm not a criminal. Maybe you didn't have to be a criminal. You think criminals want to be criminals? Stupid. Fuck out my chat. Just talking. Can't stand you and you got the nerve to be fucking typing. Fuck out of here. Continue. Because he ain't hear shit we saying. People just here to just, people just here to.
Say, I listen to all types of rap and I'm not a criminal. No one said that everyone chooses to engage in criminal activity, but let's really just deal with this. A person like that, you know, I think they just want to be, you know, oppositional, because the reality of it is hip hop music, in many respects, a lot of it, not all of it, because I wouldn't be, you know, considered as an artist who makes music that endorses criminal activity. But a lot of hip hop music has endorsed criminal activity.
All right, Ty, let me ask you something. Can sound shape sand?
When you water.
But it can shape sand too. We're talking about water.
Yes.
Water is one thing, but we can see sand move from sound.
Cymatics.
We can see it move. So if that can do that to sand, water, what is your body 75% comprised of? Water, your brain. So what the fuck are you talking about? If it can do it to water, what do you think it does to your brain? So your mother's a clown, your father's a clown, and that's why I got you the fuck up out of here. Because again, some of y'all talk because you got a mouth, but you got two ears and one mouth for a reason. Seriously. So the type of music that a woman listens to during her pregnancy affects a fucking child. Because what is the baby in? Water. So again, vibrations, tone. That's why they have tuning forks. That's why they have the I don't know about the Buddhist shit, but they have that. That's why all these sounds are important.
And tuning forks are 432.
Exactly.
Tuning forks are 432. So in terms of, like you said, frequencies and the tones of the music, that is very important.
Mm-hmm.
You know, down to your mental and emotional health. And like I said, even just cellular repair.
Can I tell you something? Let me give the audience something deep. When I was producing every day, sitting in the studio, making beats, 16 hours a day, 15 hours a day, just sitting in the crib making beats. I used to make my music loud. You know what I'm saying? Because when we in the studio, we gonna crank it. I went to see an iridologist. That's a whole nother, I don't know if everybody's ready for that, but I went to see an iridologist and he asked me, do you listen to loud music? I said, yeah, how you know? He said, because it's messing with your nervous system. Stop listening to music so loud. It's messing with your nervous system. And I'm like, how the hell you know I'm listening to loud music? And he showed me something on my eye. It's a whole, they say he's an iridologist. He showed me, he said, look, that's your nervous system. Something that you listening to is bothering you. Your nervous system is bad. But it was the loud ass music that was fucking me up.
Yep.
And again, people who listen, it's a study. People who listen to loud ass music be bugged the fuck out. Look at how they walk down the street sometimes. You see dude, like, yo, are you crazy? Turn that shit down. That's why some headphones are different. You know, from being in the studio, some headphones are not the same. Some speakers are not the same. It's just different. And when you get monitors, you have to treat your monitors. People don't even know that. You got to treat your monitors. Some of them have too much treble. Some of them have too much bass. You have to treat your monitors. You can't just go in the studio. You just can't go in the store, buy monitors and sit them there. You have to treat them. That's why they say beats by Dre are not good to mix with because they have too much bass heavy. Even the K Rock joints, too much bass. You're not gonna get an actual mix from it based off of that. Even pianos are used for singers. They say this is your key. This is your tone. That's why people sing in different keys. That's why some people sing and it's just calming to you and you just be like, damn, it sounds so soulful. It is the tone and the frequency. But go ahead though. I don't want I'll talk. Go ahead.
No, I was full. I'm in full agreement. I think people don't understand exactly. I mean, music is just something that people listen to as a pastime. They listen to it to pass the time, but you're not really taking into consideration, like when you turn on the radio or Spotify, whatever. You're not like, I wonder if this was. I wonder if when they mastered it, if they did a master tuning to 440 or 430. I know people aren't thinking like that, but there was a time, like a conscious. I want to say it was Nazi Germany. From what I'm not, somebody I'm sure will go. Y'all got Google, look it up real quick. But 1939, I think they made a decision: no more 432, because it was calming the people. It was allowing people to have a certain elevated state of consciousness. 440, people more agitated. People perhaps more violent, more prone to violence. So this really happened. And I think, for those of like people such as yourself, or maybe anyone in the chat who produces music, makes music, I think you have the option in your workstations or whatever you're using to, whatever your, equipment, you have the option to, adjust the master tuning, I think now to 440 or 432. Whichever you prefer.
Think about this, Ty. Let me ask you something. Now think about this, because they say music, right, don't do nothing to you, right? They have music that called like death metal that make you punch him right in his face. As soon as the tear
the club up.
This is what I'm saying. Like, but yeah. Death metal sometimes don't even have words. Sometimes it's just the sound is so crazy that you snuff him.
And people,
they have mosh pits.
Yeah. Mosh pit, that people bloody when they come out.
It's the music, and then the words saying, "But that guitar, it make you punch him, make you smack women, make you smack the shit out of somebody." So again, when people say it's not the music, so what made you hit him? You know what I'm saying? What made you snuff him? Nobody said anything. It was that guitar. First of all, if I put these, see that? That's a sound. That's a frequency. Can you deal with this all night? You can't deal with that. It sounds subliminally put in music because I make music. I know when Future says, Percocet, Molly Percocet. Why are you singing that? Think about it. It's so subconscious and so subliminal in there. You're saying Percocet, Molly Percocet. You probably don't take Percocet or Molly, but it's a part of the words. You understand what I'm saying now when we deal with the words, what we dealing with spells, we dealing with the subconscious, and that's put in there purposely. You know what I'm saying? That's put in there purposely. People don't know about bit rates, flash and scene, refresh rates, TVs out of 60 hertz over 1, 2. They don't know about a lot of this shit. So when you talk about it, it always sounds spooky and they be like, oh, no. Okay. All right. So how come?
But I'm gonna just say, anybody in your chat that's like, what are they talking about? Music being comprised of tones and tones having certain frequencies, that's like fifth grade, sixth grade science. That's not even really deep. You know what I mean? You in a music class when you're elementary school, when they used to make you play the triangles and it's like tones and frequencies and everything having a vibration. Like everybody should be on that. Like anybody that's not catching up to what you're saying and what we've been building on in these past few minutes, I don't even know what to say.
But what the music used to do though, they used to say music tames the savage beast.
Savage beast, right.
Music tames the savage beast. Now who's tame off the music? Why is all the music so bass heavy? You ever been, I don't know if y'all ever been to a club, and you've been around those speakers, you could feel it in your nuts. Dead ass serious. Some of them speakers are so big and so bass heavy, that bottom is so crazy in that music. You can actually feel it in your nuts. What you think your nuts is doing when that bass is in there?
So it's invoking lust,
Or
a
killing,
sacral chakra
or
energy. Like,
or killing your
I mean,
sperm
but that's
cells,
what bass does.
or killing your sperm cells. Either or.
Heard that too.
And sometimes I done been in the club and you do feel it in your chest, like, God damn, I feel like I'm about to have a damn heart. Yo, I've been in the club one time, like, yo, I gotta get away from these speakers. These shits is again, your fucking nervous system. It's fucking with your nervous system. At one point in my life, I couldn't hold my hand out. I would be like this, dead serious. My hand would be shaking, and I'm like, why am I like this? Why is this happening? It was the loud ass music that I used to listen to, and people don't even know that. But we're gonna go back to consciousness, because consciousness was also, well, mainly was the word, right? The beats
Yes.
were always melodic, always a certain tempo that didn't amp you. It would kind of calm you down. And it was a message in the music to where wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. It was different things in the music. I'm black and I'm proud. It was different things that was purposely extracted from the music, because it went from that to making you think you a bitch, you a hoe, I'm a killer, I'm a nigga. I did a whole show on what ghetto means. They don't even know ghetto has nothing to do with black people.
No,
Absolutely
it doesn't.
nothing. It's actually the bankers in Nazi Germany, they put them in the ghetto. That has nothing to do with black people. Absolutely nothing. But we had songs, the Ghetto Boys, I'm so ghetto. We started taking on monikers and names that didn't have anything to do with us. And it also was to our detriment that we don't even know, right? So when you're dealing with music, when's the last time you heard something that made you, yo, get that Tasha Love person out of there. Please just block them. Anyway, when's the last time you had somebody made music that just made, R&B don't even make you feel good. R&B don't, remember, they went from cater to you to eat the booty like grocery. That's always gonna fuck me up. But I'm gonna be real with you. I'm a man. And a lot of men, niggas is openly eating booty now though. I mean, that's like a sub bar, but a sidebar rather. But remember, like at one point, certain things was bedroom taboo, or if you did it, it was good. But it's like, but you gotta eat the booty. Like I was just like, yo, what the hell is, what is music coming to now?
I think what I'm thinking of what you're saying is that the actual songwriting became tacky.
Yes.
Because sexuality, sensuality, passion, human attraction has always been a popular subject in R&B, soul music.
Yes.
I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's some of those older songs were a little risky.
They was.
Risque.
They was.
Risque, not risky. Well, maybe risky too. I don't know. Depends on whatever you had going on in your life. But I think what happened with the songwriting is it became very cheesy, and it wasn't even good. It wasn't even it wasn't like the creative element was lost. You know what I mean? I'm a person who kind of, I like that kind of coy, like real metaphoric, like implied. Don't imply it to me. You know what I mean? Not as direct as like what what you're saying. I think there was a certain tact and decorum that was lost, and in actuality, because the subject matter and the approach, the singer's approach with the writing and all, it cheapens it. It cheapens even the act of sexuality. It cheapens it. You know, sexuality, and I'm speaking for myself. Can't speak for every single human being in the world, but I feel like in terms of creativity, like poetry, songwriting, it should be presented like a dance.
Mm-hmm.
You know, there should be a little bit of allure, a little bit of suspense, a little bit of mystery. You know, groceries.
Yeah,
That's not.
but see, this is what I'm saying. My thing was, it was a particular time where it was a certain mystique. It was a certain,
Yeah.
at least you felt good about what they might be saying. You know, don't say goodnight. I want to love you. You know, it was a lot of love in music. The love is gone. They took the love out of every genre
Yeah.
of music. There is no more reggae where it used to be, you know, roots and culture. It used to be about cultural, the
And
consciousness.
have you noticed this? Even in R&B, hip hop and R&B both, like you said, the love was extracted out of the songwriting, or just the feeling of love, even. But did you notice there was more of a conscious effort to include product placement?
Facts. Yeah.
So as opposed to telling, you know, the woman you love her, or why you love her, or, you know, you guys sharing the love together, whatever, it became more about the Birkin. Like,
yeah, I
the
got you a
Birkin is
Birkin.
actually
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
lyrics.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
in the lyrics.
Yeah. Because see, what this is what people don't know. And it was a point where Steve Stout had a company and he was getting doing product placement via the music. So when Jay-Z was like, Motorola, two-way pays me. See, with your Chloe, but he was saying them things on purpose. He was saying things on purpose. So when he makes a song called Tom Ford, you think that's by mistake? It's not by mistake. It's a lot of product placement in the music, because now what we do is we say, well, I'm going to go to this individual. He's going to give me this, that, and the third for free, and I'm going to do a commercial for him via the music. Because again, music has become the most powerful tool to convey the. I mean, Mary J. Blige was doing chicken dances. You know what I'm saying? Like it's really Pusha T is doing Arby's commercials and shit like that. You know, we say, oh, that's good, but niggas is dancing for chicken. In 2020, you know what I'm saying? Like, niggas is dancing for chicken.
Do you feel like there should be a line drawn in the sand with respect to whatever type of endorsements that an artist accepts, or whatever, you know, they're willing to promote or reflect in? Do you feel like there should be a line? Like, okay, you said chicken, right? But do you think there's a difference between signing on as the spokesperson for a chicken company or signing on for Nissan? It's like we both.
Yeah. Get your no. My thing is get your money. How you want to get
Right.
your money. How you gotta spend your expenses is not my problem. But I always look at people MVP. MVP stands for morals, values, and principles. What you were willing to do for money, I always will look at you like you went a little too far for bread. You couldn't have been that hard up. Because everybody projects to have riches, everybody projects to own this and own that. So if they could get you to dance for some watermelon in the video, how much they paid you to dance for watermelon? Like, what dollar amount is worth living up to a stereotype? You understand what I'm saying? Like, my thing is, how are we in a culture where everybody is alcoholics? Now niggas is promoting blue chews. How niggas can't get they respectfully pause? How y'all can't get y'all meat hard? What the fuck is going on? Like, what's going on? Like, niggas is really going to the gas station and eating pills to. I can't fathom it. Like, it's just weird to me. And it's about product placement, and it's about using this shit to push agenda. I read Behold a Pale Horse, so they already told us what was coming. You know what I'm saying? They already told us that they was going to push sex on everybody. They was gonna push drugs on everybody. He already said that, right? So my thing is, how are we at a time where niggas is eating pills to get their jump off hard? Like, I'm confused. You gotta eat pills? I mean, coming up, I might have took a shot of Henny. I was that Henny meat that I used to give chicks. That shit was lethal at one point. You know what I'm saying? But now dudes is actually eating pills. Chicks ain't want to see me off no Henny. You know what I'm saying? So now
You
you.
think you a wild dude?
No, I'm just saying. So now you drinking Henny, eating pills, smoking and all that, and your jump off still ain't getting rock strong. I'm confused. And how you like 20 something and you got ED problem in your 20s? What the fuck is wrong with you? But they're pushing this thing that's going on. They're pushing that because it is a prison to pipeline thing, right? It is you know, when people die, you got organs, you got jail, you got the court system, you got the product placement in the jails. People don't know it's product placement in jail. You got dudes sitting there saying how they cook in jail. They got jail recipes. Oodles and noodles. Shit that got so much sodium in it that if you eat that shit, you might fall out from a heart attack. You understand what I'm saying? So now they're pushing oodles and noodles on people via, this is, you know, I got to look at all these oodles and noodles. Motherfuckers got phones in jail. They got the morgues who to bury somebody. It costs a lot. And then I want to say this shit too. Don't be on the internet capping and your ass meet your untimely demise and then you got to go fund me. Yo, go fund me. Straight up and down, because you better stop fronting. If you don't got no money set to the side to at least bury your goddamn self, stop fronting. Everybody should take, if you getting money, everybody should take at least 10 G's and put it to the side and have a decent burial. 15,000. Don't be on here fronting and then next to you know, yo, can y'all send something in because, yo, he untimed. Him? The person that was telling me I wasn't shit because I had a certain watch. The person that was telling me, fuck my YouTube. The person that was telling me I'm broke. I got to help bury him.
You better burn that nigga for cheap.
That's just how I feel. You know what I'm saying?
I was gonna say it's options. You know, cremation is not expensive at all.
You better burn that nigga for cheap because I ain't got nothing to kick in. You know what I'm saying? So we're at a point in time where we in a competition to see who's the dumbest. And the more ignorant you are, the more rewarded you are for your ignorance, right? Like, I'm dumb, I'm ghetto, I speak Ebonics, I do all this shit, and then you get rewarded. And then like when you sit there and you keep seeing people like Boosie on TV, you know, every time you look, Boosie said this, and I'm like, damn, people agree with Boosie? Like, you got intelligent black men and women, but I guess intelligence is boring. But I'm here to tell you, intelligence is the most gangster shit because, like my brother 38 Special said, a powerful mind could build an empire with somebody else's hands. See, we want to be the laborer. We want to be the one to say, I built this, I did that. No, the people who get people to do shit is stronger than the people who actually doing it because he's going to get all the credit. Go ahead, though. I talk for a living. Go ahead.
No. I'm in full agreement with everything you said. It's really anybody at this point that would disagree that music, if you just see music as entertainment, like I said, something that you enjoy as a pastime, you know, and you don't understand that it is much deeper. The music that you hear, the music that you listen to, if you are only getting your music through mainstream media sources. Now, I understand now we live in a time where you have options. That's the beautiful part about even what we're doing right now is that you can watch Doggie Diamonds. You don't have to watch mainstream blaxploitation television, film, whatever. You have a lot of choices at your disposal right now in terms of streaming, music, and video. And I will say, honestly, I enjoy that about this present era. But anybody who believes that even sometimes through these media outlets, there is not an effort to control the information that is filtered out to people. There's not an effort to make sure that what information you hear does not go against or that does not oppose a certain agenda. For example, there's been numerous simultaneous, or not even simultaneous, they've happened at different points in time, but there's been numerous explosions in recent times around the country, which can't be happenstance. It can't be, right? But even that narrative has been controlled. The health agenda, big pharma, with just different, we could talk about various topics, popular topics.
Let me ask you something though, because this is my issue that I do have sometimes, because these topics are, people have spoken about this before. So salute to everybody who has spoken about this. And I think everybody with a platform should speak about it, especially if you know what the hell you're talking about. Where's the application though? See, because that's my issue. I feel like people don't have application. I think people they love to complain. But if they can't drink it, smoke it, fuck it, dance to it, or complain about it, they don't care. So if they can't entertain or be entertained, even in the ignorance, they don't care. Like, you got people who really watch shit. Where people is so bizarre. Like, I'm like, so y'all really watching this shit? Like,
yeah.
Just to say I saw it. I don't want to be included in no conversation. I don't watch shit that doesn't teach me. I'm so into learning, like I'm a sponge for knowledge. How you think I know how to do all this shit? If I was watching that, how am I gonna be able to do this? You understand what I'm saying? So me, I'm into application. See, we got all these apps on the phone, right? All the apps on the phone, they're called apps. That's short for applications. When you go to get something, when you want to get a job, when you want to get anything, you want to get a house, apartment, you have to fill out an application. But the root word of application is apply. How are you applying yourself in these fields that you want to be in? So if I'm tired of certain shit, I can't apply myself into that bullshit. I can't respectfully, I can't watch BMF. I don't want to see Snowfall. I'm tired of fucking drug dealer movies and drug shit. How does that help me? Why do I have to learn how to cook crack? Why do I have to see somebody cooking crack? Why do I have to do that? And then we got all these people that hit me and say, yo, how you do this? Because I wasn't watching Snowfall. I was studying. How you do that? I wasn't sitting there high, stuck on stupid on the camera with the blunt hanging out my mouth, trying to look cool. How do you do that? I wasn't trying to fuck everything that liked me. I was in the crib studying. I was trying to figure this shit out. So if you're not a man or woman that can say, I make over 100K a year, independently, I don't got nobody telling me what I can and can't do, can and can't say, how the fuck you gonna say anything to me? Seriously. Because what I want the audience to know, it is hard as fuck to be a heterosexual black man who doesn't drink, who doesn't smoke, who doesn't womanize, who doesn't think with his dick all day, who doesn't think about who I'm oppressed all day, and actually make something of yourself. Just like women are feeling like, yo, shit, if I don't show these titties, I ain't getting nothing. How many women said, I'm a step away from starting OnlyFans? Because that's becoming an option. How the fuck is that an option? You understand what I'm saying? And that's what we not understanding. So when we have conscious music, it's like, shit, niggas ain't listening to this shit. I'm a step away from fucking shooting somebody in this shit. So now you have rappers who used to be conscious. Now they saying shit. But what Lauryn Hill say? What was one of her famous lines? Let me see if you could come up with it.
Okay.
Think about it.
How you gonna win if you ain't right within? That?
At a motherfucker, so you ignorant niggas hear me.
You ignorant
That's
niggas
deep to
okay,
say
that
that.
one. I knew it was one of them.
Yeah, yeah,
okay,
yeah. That but how you gonna win when you ain't right within? That's deep too. But just again, how you at a motherfucker so you ignorant niggas hear me. Now how deep that shit is? She's saying, I got a curse so I could reach y'all. You know how disheartening that shit is? You know how fucked up that is? There is no, listen, the problem is.
You talk about Snowfall. When I was recently on Shade 45, I had a punchline and I said, no question, I was blessed to be the next best. And now you got to watch it like Snowfall on FX. I said that in a rhyme because I know people watch Snowfall. Not that so sometimes you do got to add a motherfucker or a Snowfall. You know what I'm saying? Because you gotta,
but Ty, this is your second time with me. I have a slogan that my audience know I'm gonna say.
Some of these niggas just gotta die.
I ain't trying to save nobody. Some people want to dwell down there. You gotta leave them there. See, look, when you extend your hand, right? This is the paradox of helping somebody. You don't know if you're gonna pull them up or they gonna pull you down.
You're gonna get pulled down.
So the time that we're in,
I can't take no chances.
I work too hard for this. I fight for this every day. I fight for every view, every like, I really literally fight for this shit to where people say, oh, you complain, you're bitter. Nah, you know what it's like to be fighting? To fight? You understand? Because I don't have the millions. I don't have the budget. I don't have all these things to promote me and put me in your face all day. I can't do that. I don't have that. So a lot of times the fight be fixed. This motherfucker got like $2 million in promotion money. So you like, yo, he everywhere. He get this, he get that. Well, he got fucking money. They funded it. Look what it's really pushing. You understand what I'm saying? So for me to even be in the fight, for me to be able to bring you, if you don't mind, I want you to know, because I don't want people to think you're just a rapper. Could you tell people what your profession is? Do you mind?
You mean my day job?
Yes. Yes. I love it.
Because there's the rap, which is, an occupation, and then, there's my business, that I run. But I'm a guidance counselor.
See? And you are the hero. You are the hero. I'm going to be real with you. You being a guidance counselor might be more powerful than you being a rapper. You might love to rap. You might think you reach the masses through your raps, and you do. But the guidance counselor is so hands-on. You're going to affect a life right there in real time, and you can see your work. Rap, they might say, oh, we like your music. Or they might scroll past your music. Fuck her, she thinks she's too cute. Fuck her, I hate her lashes. Fuck her, I hate her hairdo. Because this is what we get. But look at the lives that you touch in real time.
Well, let me just say this. Everything in your life is supposed to support everything else.
Mm-hmm.
If you're in tune and you're really in sync with your purpose, right? Let's just say if you're part of your purpose, because the astrology, what I do with that is I try to get everybody on board with their divine blueprint, like what they came here to do, their talents, their gifts, their challenges, their lessons, all of that. That's what that reading will provide the client, right? So in terms of the music, me personally, my music doesn't really deviate or stray away from whatever it is that I'm representing, even at work, or just what I subscribe to as a human being. I can't Now, the metaphors or the similes, like, you know, you got to watch it like Snowfall on FX. That's just lyricism. That's entertainment. But again, if a lot of people are watching, it just ironically, when I said it, that was like the season premiere that night. So I was like, oh, this is great. You know what I'm saying? But it's just being, you know, witty. Because, you know, rap is about being witty and clever and all of that. And I like that. I like the challenge of pushing my brain to think of things that other people would be like, damn, I wish I would have thought of that. That's what real rap is about. I know nowadays, not to go off and talk about actually the quality or lack thereof, quality of rap, but nowadays anybody who thinks that they can put words together and the words rhyme and they're on the beat, that makes you a rapper.
Yeah.
That's the basic requirements for rapping. But in terms of lyricism, then we're talking about clever wit, information, how inspiring you are, whatever, just all of the nuances, like delivery, whatever. So I love all of that. But you're right. Now, in terms of touching, nobody touches more people quickly than a musician. It's just the way.
Unfortunately, to me.
That's just the.
I don't
that's
like
just the
it.
way. That's just
Unfortunately.
The way I do believe, if I just can say, I do believe that my music is a gateway. I'm going to say this publicly on record now. I do believe my music is a gateway for an even bigger set of tasks. I believe music is supposed to obviously connect me to a lot of beautiful people, and I have had, you know, connections with amazing individuals. I believe my music is supposed to inspire. I've scraped the surface. People probably like, Tiye's been doing music a long time, obviously, with these stories she's told us about being signed here and, you know, how she's still doing. But I have barely scraped the surface of the music of what I know that I can and will provide. But to really just kind of testify to what you're saying about the impact that a guidance counselor or a therapist or a psychiatrist or a psychologist can have on people, especially in this time where mental illness is prevalent.
We're going to do a whole show on that. We'll continue.
Right. Exactly. Mental illness is prevalent. And on another note, not often openly accepted as real in our community. It's still a stigma. You know, I deal with children.
Yes.
I deal with families too, but I deal with children. And in this day and time, there's a lot of trauma.
Yes.
There's a lot of trauma.
Untreated trauma, undiagnosed trauma, and different types of trauma. See, and then that's why I did my show. I'm not trauma bonding with nobody. And then we have trauma where my trauma is better than your trauma because they left me at Great Adventure when I was 2. For real? They left me at Great Adventure when I was 1. So I'm more hurt than you. And then we have a competition to see who's the hurtest out of that. Listen. I ain't trying to outside none of you niggas. When y'all be going there talking about rest in peace this person, I be like rest in peace, but all intent and purposes, I ain't know that nigga. So I ain't giving nobody no RIPs like that. And I be seeing people on a...
I gotta be real with you, and I'm gonna say this, and I would love your opinion on this, your feedback on this. Sometimes when people, I'm not an insensitive person. You already know I'm a Cancer. So I can't be insensitive. With a Pisces moon, I feel you empathically, right? But when I'm scrolling sometimes on social media, and this will be like, my uncle died, my homie, free my nigga, such and such, you know, hold it down, RIP. I scroll because I don't want to resonate with your frequency. I'm not on that wave today. I'm on another wave. I'm on another trajectory. I'm feeling good. You know, I don't want to necessarily, because why every emotion, just like we said with music tones, every emotion, matter of fact, everything in the universe has a vibrational frequency. So if you're crying and you're sad and you're depressed and you're mad at God, why did he take this person from me right now? I wasn't ready, but it's why I'm in a space of grief. I may not be able to identify with you vibrationally at that point. That's the danger of scrolling and taking in everybody's experiences all the time. That's why you do need to fast and you need to take a break from time to time.
And block some people.
But I may not want to vibrationally lock in with where you at. I might have some things to do that day, or an agenda I have to fulfill, or my plan for the day, my itinerary for the day, and I can't be in a space of sadness.
And you know what,
or
too?
pain.
The one that hit me the most, and if you type this, and I see you type this, and you my friend, you're not going to be my friend no more. One day you're going to see, poof, my social media is gone from you. When people type, this one hurts. That last nigga that died ain't hurt. So this one hurt. So the last one ain't died. And when Spot your dog died, you wrote that then too. So what do you mean this one hurts? Like, what is that saying when people die and they be like, this one hurts? Don't all that shit hurt? What the hell? I'm confused. I'm not using buzzwords on social media to be cool. You know what I'm saying? Rest in peace, Willis Reed. But that's before my time. I don't feel like I got to put rest in peace to the big guy. You're in a big bed. Respectfully.
I'm very conservative.
I didn't know that nigga though.
Like, death is personal. No, for real. If you really value life, then death is personal. It's not. This is not no free fall on. Let's all get together and niggas be saying happy birthday to niggas who do dead. Like, the nigga would have been 842 today. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What are we doing? March 9th, people throw parties. March 9th, people throw parties. We're having a celebration tonight. Celebration for what? This the day Big got killed. So y'all don't celebrate on his birthday? There's no birthday party for him?
I was at that party, by the way. That's a whole lot. I know it sounds like I'm the Forrest Gump of hip hop. Like, you was there? Yeah, but I was. Yeah. Like, you know, Forrest Gump was everywhere when
yeah.
But I feel like that sometimes. I feel like damn, I was actually there. Like, he walked past me. This is no cap. Shout to the people who, you know, we go back like recliner chairs, and we go back like MySpace. I told the story back on MySpace days. I was there. Like, he literally shook my hand when he walked out the door. Yeah, I have a joke with some people about it. I'm like, yo, Biggie gave me the MC touch. Like, I joke with people about it. But literally, when he walked out the door and then went to the SUV, I was living in LA at the time, like, no cap. And I stopped telling the story because when I saw the movie on Netflix where they faked like they were going to try to solve the murder, like you saw that movie on Netflix, Unsolved?
Absolutely not.
Absolutely.
See, only reason why I didn't watch it, truthfully, because I don't care.
It was a good, but I'm gonna tell you why it was good. Not to be a commercial for it and endorse people, tell people to watch it. You watch it if you want, or if you don't. But the reason why it was good is because it really exposed the conspiracy behind why those murders are still not solved. It's so many layers to that in terms of law enforcement. So I stopped talking about it because I was like, well, this investigation is open. I don't want nobody to see my social media and be like, well, let's talk to her. She was there. I don't want to, you know what I mean? Nobody ever knocked on my door, called me and said, let's get some information since she was at, because, you know, usually when there's a murder that happens and there was a public event, they try to talk to everybody who was in the vicinity or whatever. So I stopped talking about it for a long time. Then I was like, well, when I saw the movie, I said, nobody's going to call me because they're not trying to solve this.
Let me say,
just too many.
But you know what though? I feel like on some real shit, like, respect to both of them. I actually met Pac before. I can't say I know him, but I did meet him. I knew Big personally.
Me too.
They've been gone. Me too.
I'm from Baltimore, and you know Pac spent time.
They've been gone. Listen, if we take 23 years away, that gives us 2000, right? They've been gone before 2000 hit. So if we take 23 years away, they've been gone before 2000 hit. Yes. We talk about them like they're about to come out with a record, like they're about to come around the corner or something like that. And again, that's a trauma that people want to relive and relive and relive and relive and relive. And me, I be trying to make peace with stuff. Let me tell you a story, right? My brother fell into a coma before he passed away, right? I went to see him October 16th, 2021. When I went to see my brother in a coma, the first thing I said was, that's not my brother. That's not my brother. That's his body, but that's no soul in there. That's not my brother.
Yeah.
So I had to make peace with it right there, that the person that you knew and loved no longer exists in this shell right here. I don't even know the day my brother died. I don't care. I just know his birthday is November 30th. I don't want to relive that trauma. This is the day my brother died. I'm not going to do that to myself. Most of us from the inner city suffer from different anxieties and depressions and shit like that. Why would I torture myself thinking about the day my brother died when I could think about how we celebrated so many birthdays? See, because he only died once. But he lived for 50-something years. You understand what I'm saying? He died once. So why am I putting that as precedent over his birthday? Make it make sense. So there's no, what you doing tonight? Oh, this is the day my brother died. So I'm a drink and I don't know the day that any of my loved ones and siblings died. I don't look at it, don't care. Their birthday is different. But the day somebody died, we actually burning one and fucking pouring out bit. Nah, I'm not doing none of that. I'm not going to do it to myself. I'm already dealing with so much shit in life. Why would I do that to myself? I know my brother's November 30th. I know my sister was April 29th. I know my mother is May 1st. I know my aunt who passed away is October 30th. I do not know the day any of them died. Seriously, if you tell me that, I probably punch you in your nose. I know my best friend Julie, who was a Virgo, August 23rd. I don't want to hear none of that other shit. I don't know their death day. So why are we celebrating niggas' death days? We went from consciousness, but this is what happens when we build, and we build on a lot of stuff. But again, you know, where I'm at in my life, and I'm so transparent with my audience, that, yo, man, mentally, a lot of this shit is geared to fuck us up. To really fuck us up. Look how we treat one another. Look how we look at one another. Look at how we look at, like, people have become seasonal. People have become, well, everybody come into your life for a reason. Man, I don't really be believing all that shit. Some motherfuckers I wish never came into my life. Seriously, I don't be like, well, they're there for a purpose. You gotta learn. Listen, all that cliche slogan shit, no. I wish I had to choke that motherfucker. So I'm mad that they came in my life. I'm trying to extract them from my memory, strike them from the record. All of this shit that people, I ain't with none of that shit. I'm just be real with you, because it has been some fake ass people who have come into my life and tried to fuck my life up. Some of them have achieved that to a certain extent because they was able to make me view things different, myself and others. So you have to rewire, you have to reprogram, but you shouldn't be having to do that shit. And people shouldn't be coming under the guise of love and camaraderie and all that shit if you got an agenda. So all that, oh, they was there for a reason. It's a learning experience. Everybody don't survive from learning experiences. Some people fall out and die from pain. Some people die of a broken heart. Some people go through shit. So why do we think, oh, you got to go through shit to be strong? How about you just don't put me through shit? I was strong before I started fucking with you. You understand what I'm saying? So again, people just always, shut the fuck up. All right, shut the fuck up, because I ain't really with all that shit, you know. But how do you survive the culture not being a whore?
You're dead ass serious right now.
Yeah, how did you do that? Like, because again, no, because I want to ask you, because think about it, right? you a guidance counselor. You know this is you a guidance counselor.
No. What are the people in the chat saying right now?
They're saying all they rocking with me, but I'm just saying, like, you're a guidance counselor. Right now, women are heavily influential in society based off of entertainment, right?
Yeah.
So you have
Definitely.
Cardis, you got your Lottos, you got a lot of them. You might have more than ever because we can name them on one hand, right? So being a guidance counselor and them, you probably have young girls who are aspiring to be rappers now. How do you?
Well, this is the thing about being a rapper, period. It became a hustle.
But they don't know that though.
For
See,
men and women, it became a hustle.
Yeah.
Where it wasn't so much about expression of musical talent or the commitment to the music itself, or just commitment to the artistry. It was like, yo, this is a way to come up. And a lot of people, I've been saying it for a long time that the game is oversaturated. And I know people are like, well, who are you to say you deserve a slot and the next man or woman doesn't? I feel like when I'm honest with my commitment to the art, I in terms of my artistry, like, you know, I'm into production. I got a lot of different layers in terms of my musical expression.
But what I'm asking you, listen, I'm gonna ask you directly. I'm asking you directly. How do you deal with young ladies who might aspire to be in the culture,
right?
And you do it with a certain dignity that ain't even cool no more?
The thing about it is, every day when you wake up in the morning and you have a set of goals in mind, whatever they are, you got to make one or two decisions. You got to say, I'm here to smash my goals, and I have a strategy, a way that I want to make this happen. And I want to do it in a way where I'm going to be true to myself, and I can live comfortably with myself. Or the other side of that, which is you don't give a fuck. You don't give a fuck who you hurt, who you violate, even if that person that you hurt and violate is yourself. Some people are reckless, okay? They are literally on a path, like a highway to hell, so to speak, self-destruction, as you know, like we spoke about earlier. But honestly, I don't really feel like I'm very, very opinionated when it comes to doing music. I feel like, yes, you can look at this artist, male or female, and watch how quote unquote successful they are. You see their image, what they represent, what they're pushing out to their followers, to their audience, and you can be inspired by that, but that may not be your life walk.
What I'm asking you is how do we convince the youth that we are successful? I think that is our job, to convince the youth that we are successful. For one, you're alive.
I'm healthy.
You're healthy. You're not no crackhead, right? You're not.
This is what, okay, like you said, in terms of application, like applying yourself, this is what needs to happen in terms of even the movement to be more conscious. First of all, I try my best to impart upon people that being conscious or raising your consciousness is not just a fashion statement at this point. It is basically a choice to continue
the lifestyle,
your life on this planet. That's what I even in terms of doing astrology, it's not just to, filter out high level information to people just because, I have a thirst for knowledge. I do, but it's all, and also just kind of this resurgence of this ancient knowledge. Because even when we said about 432 hertz and the base of the Great Pyramid is 430, that's ancient knowledge. How we said 528 hertz is love, but even going to like 528, like how 432 is the vibration of Earth, 528 is the vibration of Saturn.
But how do we get, listen.
I don't want to take y'all too far out, but
but I'm just saying, how do we get the kids to care though?
Because you have to tell people, and you have to at some point let them know that road that road, like you said, behold a pale horse. With there's been an agenda. It's in the book. We're gonna funnel drugs. We're gonna funnel, irresponsible sex. We're gonna funnel this into the consciousness of the people. Why? So that these people destroy themselves. That is the goal. We have to tell people, ultimately, this is the outcome. If you go this right, if you go this route, if you go this way, this is the outcome.
All right, but that might be long term. That might be long term, right? Short term is a Bentley,
but
a car.
Short term,
this is what I'm saying.
You having me here, where I'm speaking to your people, who are locked in with you, who resonate with you and all the work you're doing here, and the information that you're giving, you having me here, that's a start. Yeah, because I represent something very different. I know this, and I'm okay with it. I'm okay with the people that might not fuck with me. I'm good with it internally. I'm like, I've made a commitment. Okay, so it's like at some point, because I know about time and cycles and patterns of time, I know that even what you consider to be successful, popular, widely accepted, it has a time frame.
Yeah, expiration date.
It has a birth date and a death date. Patterns of time shift. Cycles shift. Matter of fact, tomorrow we're going into a very different cycle. We just started 2 days ago because the new year, the astrology new year, start of Aries season. Cycles change. So there may be things where I'll give you an example. You're going to start to see more mature artists and older artists taking front and center stage in the world. A lot of older artists are going to come back and resurface. Right? It's a part of the cycle. It's a part of the cycle that's happening. People say trends come and go, rise and fall. Yeah, that's because the cycle has a birth date and a death date. So we're at a point right now where, and I do agree with you, there has to be strategies where you have to make self-preservation look cool. You have to make knowledge of self cool and beneficial. You have to represent these things in a way, now you got to watch it like Snowfall on FX.
I blame KRS-One. I blame KRS-One.
We got to get people. We got
to blame KRS-One. I blame KRS-One.
For what?
I said this to Hakeem Green before. He went over his fucking head. I said KRS-One has to show the youth that he's been in the culture for this long. And he got the homes. He got the car. All the material things that people think is what makes you. He possesses all that. But it's not him. He possesses it, but it doesn't possess him. It's in his possession, but it doesn't possess him. See, what I don't like about a lot of the old school guys or the guys who've been in the culture for a long time, they come before people and know that glamour and glitz is what's going to attract the eye. See, why do we fuck with Rakim? Because he was fly.
And Big Daddy Kane.
They was fly. So again, you was gonna listen because who the hell is this dude with this big ass chain on? But when you got rappers that's coming out and they fucking teeth all yellow and look crazy and shit, nobody want to hear that. And you cannot relate to people because I brush my teeth. So I don't relate to you. I like my jibs white. You understand what I'm saying? So I think some of these dudes that been in the culture for a long time should go to the youth and say, yo, look, I got land, I got houses, I got all this stuff. And then long term, I didn't have to do some of these things. This is how I've been in it for a long time. So
you're saying that there still has to be an appeal?
Yes, because I love Cool G rap. I love Cool G rap. Cool G rap is top 5. But he ain't got no teeth. It's not you saying I don't want to get you in no trouble. But I'm just saying you ain't got no teeth.
I'm not looking at you, Doggie Diamonds.
No, for real.
I'm not talking about other rappers, okay?
Ain't got no teeth.
Stop it.
That's a problem.
I agree with you. Listen, male or female, if you are in entertainment, rapper, actor, actress, I don't care. You're on stage. I think there are rules to being on stage. Yes, I agree. I think that they'll just quote KRS-One, as you said. What does he say now? I'm gonna throw the little quote quiz right back at you. If positivity comes with if negativity comes with a 30, what do he say? You know, if negativity comes with a 32,
I don't know that shit right now. I don't know that shit. No, I don't know that shit.
If negativity comes with a 32, positivity has to come with a 45. You don't know he said that?
No.
So that means that the drug dealer has the fly ass mink, but you're trying to keep the youth from staying out of juvenile court and being sent into incarceration. Your mink got to be flyer than the drug dealer's mink. Now I'm just telling you my marketing sensibility.
I agree.
Okay. Now people, like you said, they might be like, oh, her lashes, oh, she got, her hip, whatever. But you're not gonna compliment Megan Thee Stallion's waves and not compliment mine.
I agree. And you ain't got your ass up.
So I agree with you. You have to be a strategist no matter what you do. Whatever road in life you're taking, you have to have a strategy in terms of how you can be the best at that particular endeavor, whatever it is. But now specifically dealing with entertainment, yes, where your face is on camera, like mine right now, where you're on the covers of, in blogs or whatever else. I was going to say magazines, but blogs or, there's write-ups, or you have to take that into consideration. I fully agree with you. So we have to be mindful that the youth are attracted to glamorous things, but everyone is attracted to glamorous things. I'm not going to post a picture where people say, that's not real. Social media is so curated. It's not real. That's not, where's your bonnet with sleep in the corner of your eye? That's not real that you got violet lipstick on. No, it is real. I'm an entertainer. Even when I'm not entertaining, because that is the choice that I made in terms of being a public figure.
Yeah,
So I agree with you that we have to be conscious of not only the youth, but everyone.
Facts.
Adults and youth alike. Everyone is magnetized by things that appeal to them, that appeal to their senses. So,
but look though, but this is what I think kind of ruined. It kind of fucked consciousness up too. Cause motherfuckers I ain't want to dress like none of them. I wasn't putting on no dashiki. I mean, just keep it real with you. Me, I wasn't no dashiki nigga. That just wasn't my thing. I wasn't to step into the realms of chaos from the mental. I wasn't that dude. I was more of, I like what y'all saying when we talking about the upliftment of our people, but I ain't wearing no Jinko jeans.
Well, that's the thing. I mean, you have to be innovative in terms of the style.
I wasn't wearing that shit.
Style and fashion sense, there's different ways that you can bring a conscious. I recently attended an event. I had a very long flowing, native looking kind of colorful print with, it was just a very intricate dress. And I know how different that is for female rappers.
But you got an aura though. But you have an aura. See, some people got an aura that's from God. They don't come from you. You have an aura. Some of these motherfuckers look like they was under the car fixing transmission and coming on there talking about, it's like, yo, hold on, fam.
You talking about male rappers?
Yeah, like, yo, nah, fam. Nah. Not saying you got to have on Gucci. Not saying you got to have on anything. But you look like you was up under the car. Like,
well, you definitely, I mean, that's the thing. Back in the day, like I said, nowadays, one of the, I guess, the downside of the social media era where anybody can just turn on their phone and rap, anybody can just record themselves rapping, is that you can just become a rapper instantaneously and project that to the world through your network, right? But back in the days, there was such a thing as artist development.
Yeah, that's gone.
Even if you had the greatest songwriting or greatest rap lyrics, there was an A&R that said, you can't go to that release party dressed like that.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna get you a different outfit. Wait a minute. Didn't you wear that? No, you can't wear that again. Didn't you? That used to be a part of being an artist. It wasn't just my bars are dope, I'm ready to go. Let me turn on my TikTok and shoot myself spitting 16 bars so I can get my follower count up and build my fan base. But you got a t-shirt with holes in it. Or, you know, on the flip side, you know, I know people feel like women are often too judged and too criticized anyway, as far as appearances, and we're held to different standards than men, and there are different expectations put on us that aren't put on men, and it's not fair, and the women are tired of it. So some women are completely rebelling against all of that. They're like, I don't give a fuck. Bitches started coming online doing videos with bonnets on. I guess you can go, I mean, literally, like some women, not even just as artists in the entertainment field, but women in general are rebelling sometimes against societal expectations. I see people doing TikTok videos that literally have the bathrobe and a bonnet on, and they're chilling in their bed.
But
and
that's
I'm like,
but that's because dudes will smash anything.
Dope side of TikTok too, though. But which is the dope side of TikTok? Because it's the antithesis of Instagram.
But you know
and
what
I do
though?
Like that.
Ty, what I want you to know about a man. Men look at women and judge them off of whether they were hit or not.
I know.
That's
I know
fucked
that.
up.
I know
it's fucked up.
I understand that.
But see, me being the opposite, you can keep your box. I don't care about that. If you are, listen, if you are an airhead, that shit is like one of the biggest turnoffs to me. So as I see some of these pretty women on these social medias, the minute they talk, I unfollow. Because I'm like, yo, I can't even talk to you. You still saying strawberry and screet. I can't talk to nobody like that. What does that bring to me? It doesn't bring anything to me. I mean, after a dude get his rocks off 4 or 5 times, I can't even hold no conversation with you because the shit I'm saying is going to be going over your head. So I don't know how women judge men because I ain't a woman and I ain't into judgmental shit. But I'm just saying, when it come to a dude be like, she look like something to do maybe on a slow Saturday night. Or dudes be categorizing women, right? So now we at a point in time where this is just where we're at as a society. Whether you were hit or not, or how you were hit, or whether you were wife, or whether, you know, it's a one night. And I think that is where the consciousness in music has been taken out, because music used to be about camaraderie, love, togetherness, family, and all that. As all of that shit got extracted, which is the consciousness, it all got injected in drugs, lust, mistrust, betrayal. So now this is how everybody's living their life, like one big ass rap song. You know, so now we looking at each other like, I don't trust nobody. I don't this, that, and the third. Or if a nigga can't buy me this, or don't hit my DM if you ain't got no money. Like, bitch, you ain't got no money neither. So don't hit my DM. Because I don't care about your musty box. It's just the real. I don't care about that. So you're going to have to try better. You're going to have to do a little bit better than that. Because if your worth is your privates, if your privates has a value, what does that say about you?
Let me just say this right now, as far as, you know, where we are in the culture with respect to men selecting worthy women and women selecting worthy men. There's so much content out there about who to date and why, who not to date and why, who's considered, like I said, a noteworthy candidate in the dating world, who's not. A lot of people are divulging what's been happening to them in their dating experiences and putting people up on game. So even people who like to run game and, you know, wreak havoc in the dating world, a lot of them aren't really being able to get that off nowadays, because it's just so, everybody's really just divulging their story and just put everybody out on Front Street. Like, don't date this type of man, don't date that type of chick. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but Ty, I remember growing up where I had to wait at least 90 days for some box. You had to wait.
So like, you're telling me that you have to wait how long now?
90 minutes.
And that's a testament to what? How good you are or how weak they are?
Well, I am a hell of a nigga. You know what I'm saying? No, I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Like,
No, but-
like it's just
No.
the culture. It's just the culture that like I didn't even know dating mean that you fucked. I thought dating mean we getting to know each other. We ain't
It's
fucking.
supposed to.
No.
It's supposed to. But it's the devaluing of sex. It's the
Yeah.
because the music plays a role in that. I'm not going to 100% blame the music, but the songs, as you know, have cheapened sex. They've cheapened
Facts.
it.
Yeah.
Even the women, like we still the women, you know, mentioning the PUSSY in the lyrics 3, 4, 5 times in a verse. It's like to me that's even corny now. If I hear it, I don't care how good your skills allegedly are. If you're saying that 3, 4, 5 times in a verse, I'm tuned out of your song.
Yeah.
I don't even want to hear.
And to be honest,
I'm like,
I'm a man. I remember I said this to Charlie Baltimore before. I was like, not all pussy is pretty. Some of these girls is walking around with Arby's roast beef. Some of they shit don't look right and exact. So you know, it ain't always a pretty sight. So
well, I have to defend vagina, okay?
I'm just being real. Well, you probably don't like vagina the way I like vagina. I'm just saying. Go ahead.
Defend vagina.
Go ahead.
Because when people talk about vagina that don't have vaginas, I have to, represent my clan, okay? So let me just say this. All different types of genitalia on male and females look different. There's attractive male genitalia and not so different. It's a preference.
Ty,
It's a preference.
I don't
Okay.
look at male genitalia. I don't judge it either.
Why the voice change? That was
Because this is the voice of reason. I don't look at male genitalia, nor do I judge it. Thank you, drive through.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, to be honest, nobody should be leading with their genitalia in terms of how they connect to the others or connect to the world around them. When you know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be leading with that. Like, I don't care if you feel like you have the most amazing phallus or you have the most, incredible vaginal cavity. Maybe, you got the greatest.
But it has become cultural. You know that, right?
But you can't lead with that.
But it has become cultural, though.
To lead with what? Genitalia?
Yeah.
See, I'm going to tell you the truth. And even though I am obviously tuned in, tapped in to what's happening in obviously hip hop culture to a certain degree. So to a certain, I'm not even gonna cap. You tell me who has the top drill song right now. I couldn't tell you. I'm not tapped into every sector of the culture.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just tapped into what I need to know enough for me to be connected and locked in. But I have really disassociated myself with a lot of things that happen in the larger culture, the pop culture, because it does not resonate.
I get you.
If a man walked up to me swinging in his hand because he said he had the greatest phallus this side of Texas.
Time out. I don't want to talk about phallus.
I'm still not we probably wouldn't buy.
Well, because
I don't
because of your experience in life, where you're at in your life. You have men and women right now living their second childhood. Right now, that shouldn't be doing this shit.
They're behind the 8 ball.
What happened?
They are severely behind the 8 ball.
Well, you want
are
look at the percentage though. Look at the percent. There is no way that we can get away from. Well, I'm a lover of big ass titties, so I'm a little guilty. But I don't sort. But I don't sort them out though. But I don't sort them out. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm not one of them people that's like, oh, she got a little titty. I ain't fucking with her.
But just to be fair to you and all heterosexual men,
yes,
your brain operates differently with respect to human attraction.
Not mine, though. Not mine.
So
no, not mine. Not mine. Because I don't. Cause,
you're the exception.
Yeah, because my attraction is very weird. What I like about women. If I tell any woman what I like about you first, it'll fuck your head up. You know what's the most attractive thing to me when women? You know what attracts me to women?
If you don't say a physical body part, I'm gonna tell you you're capping.
I'm going to tell you something about a woman that attracts me. I ain't going to say their fucking brain. That is cap. I ain't no bullshit ass nigga.
That's cap. But men are visual creatures first, so you can't say.
You know what attracts me about a woman the most?
What?
Teeth.
Okay, that's a physical feature though.
But because I know I'm going to make you laugh, I know I'm a hell of a nigga and I'm charming and I want to see a nice smile. Now, if you look like your mouth look like a damn jack-o'-lantern around Hollywood, around Halloween in the mouth, I probably can't fuck with you. I like teeth. I love teeth. I love teeth.
So you're saying you look at a person's teeth before you look at their cleavage?
Facts, because the first thing you do is you get up in the morning and you brush your teeth. So it look like you didn't brush, or I came to your house and your washcloth is hard and your towel is crusty. I'm like, yo.
You meet people and go in their bathroom in their house. You don't meet
even
people.
If it's 6 months, even if it's 6 months later.
Somebody's house.
Even if it's 6 months later.
Within the first 3-4 days of meeting them, that's the type of women you're connected to?
Absolutely not. I don't know what type of women I connect to. I don't even know no more. I'm lost.
You said it takes you 90 minutes.
No, I'm
to
saying
smash. That's what you said. So
no, I didn't say me though. No, I didn't say me. I said nowadays. I didn't say me.
I thought you meant you personally.
Not me personally. But I'm a hell of a nigga. If I apply myself, I wouldn't even say 90 minutes. I would say about 30. Because I am so cool. But I'm just saying, nowadays it's just like, oh, you smart, I'm smart. We got a lot in common. Yeah, blah blah blah. I'm just type that I really look at your jibs. Like I look at teeth. I'll be like,
but there are men that's something that women and men both can like, how nice or straight a person's teeth or how. But that's something men and women both can find attractive on each other. I'm saying, and that's true. Okay, so person has a great smile or whatever. After that, you're still your brain is gonna still operate like a man. You're like, okay, let me see her body, and there's nothing wrong with that because again, the male brain works differently than the female brain. You're more physical. You're more physical in terms of what draws you in, and that's how it's supposed to be. I'm speaking about heterosexual men, honestly,
which I am 1,000%.
If a man is not really. That kind of makes me nervous a little bit. I'll be honest with you. It makes me nervous when a man is not looking at my
jugs,
womanly parts, because heterosexual men are drawn to that. So if he's not looking, that makes me feel. I'm not saying I like men to be like gawking or staring or let me see. Turn around. No, I don't. But there's certain behaviors of heterosexual males and certain behaviors of heterosexual women. I'm speaking about heterosexual behavior.
But it's funny though, because this is why I'm me. I can look right in your face the whole time and don't give a fuck about your bum ass titties or your ass. That's just me. Because I know only reason why I'm like that, because I know your cootie cat cannot control me. I refuse to let any woman think that they little cootie cat is going to control my emotions or how I feel, or you can change, you can do. Fuck you. That's just I've always been like that. So you cannot entice me. You can't tell me, I could suck a grape through a straw. I don't give a fuck what you do. Straight like that. I just don't care. Again, can I speak to you? If I'm having a bad day, can I call you? No? Oh, you only good for me to hump you? All right, so now you're in the hump category. A lot of men look for all around women that can be all of those things.
No, the fuck they don't.
Them niggas you talking about, I'm talking about the king right here. I want somebody that could be all those things.
Hold on. You like, men want a well-rounded woman with whom they have an intellectual connection, and they feel.
Well, they have to be intellectuals, though. But they have to be intellectual men, though. I'm an intellectual man.
Absolutely.
I'm well-rounded in my knowledge. I could talk about everything under the sun, right? So again, if the conversation with you is limited and you talk to me about the shade room and shit like that, I know where you stand. I know that you don't stand a chance with me, really
So
truthfully.
let me ask you this: even with social media now, where you have access to millions of
Turned
people
off.
at the push,
I'm turned off.
you haven't had you because think about like in your grandmother's day, right? Or your grandfather's day, they had to go outside to actually meet people. So now you have millions of people at your fingertips through scrolling. Do you feel like the odds are greater that you can encounter women who are more who fit the standards that you're looking for more, or do you feel like it's just more difficult? Like the type of woman that attracts you, you haven't really seen that in large numbers.
I don't. One of my issues is that I don't trust nobody. I don't trust a motherfucking soul because I don't really
Do you
know.
trust yourself?
Of course I trust myself.
Okay, so then you trust yourself to make wise decisions.
Absolutely not, because it depends on the situation. Sometimes I might want some top. So fuck it, everything go out the window.
This is going many different directions.
No, it's not, because what does that have to do with trust? We talking about a primal act. That don't got nothing to do with trust. I just got to trust that you might.
Let's just say you wake up in the morning, today I want some top. How do you go about making that happen?
Go to this iPhone and say, hey, it was really good with you. That's easy. I mean, come on, man. It's easy.
Okay, so you don't have to be intellectually compatible with someone for them to be good at giving top.
But we're talking about quality. No, but we're talking about mates. We're not talking to because that's what I'm saying. Sex is easy. But who's a good mate? That's the problem that many are having. They don't have good mates. We have seasonal people. We got a good maybe 4 or 5 fucks people. And then I'm good on you. Because you're limited. And let's be real. Some people don't know how to act in public. You don't know that shit till you go out with them in public. It might be some people that you go out with and how they might treat the waitress. You're like, that's how you are?
That's a deal breaker.
Yeah, like that's how you are. Like that's how you act in public. Like, nah, I can't fuck with you. Can't fuck with you. You know what I'm saying?
That's why dating is important, because you have to have dates to know that.
No, but people don't date. They fuck where they dating too now. This is what I'm telling you. It's 2023, woman. Motherfuckers is dating and fucking. I thought dating was we trying to get to know each other, and if we compatible, you gonna let me knock the stuffing off that Egg McMuffin. Now motherfuckers is dating and fucking. So I'm like, so you know each other sexually before you know each other mentally. Because all that calling you every day, or how you doing, or what you did today, what you ate, man, I don't really give a fuck about none of that shit. Let's just keep it real. Because even somebody that you are interested in, you ain't even supposed to talk to them every day. I don't got nothing interesting today. What did you do today? I do like I do
every day, Pinky, trying to take over the world.
What the fuck are you talking about? You should already know what's up. You should already know that. Listen, you should already know he's in the crib doing some amazing shit. Straight up and down. So you should be like, hey, did you do some amazing shit today? You motherfucking right. So it's a thing, it's not even people encouraging people to be amazing anymore. It's such trivial shit. It's like, did you do this today?
If you deal with basic dudes and basic chicks.
I don't deal with dudes. So let's just don't put me. Okay, for the audience. Okay, yeah.
The women in the chat. And all, like basic people who deal with basic chicks or basic dudes. If you connect them with basic folks, this is what happens.
But do you
have a basic ass experience.
Ty, I'm going to be real with you. Do you realize about 85% of the people don't do shit all day? Do you really know that? Do you know like 85% of the people scroll through social media? That is something to do to them. They're not innovative. They don't create shit. They don't do shit. They whole being is, what are you doing? You have people who say, I'm bored. What are you doing? You bored? I'm not a cure for fucking boredom. You have grown people who say they're bored. You know that I'm never bored because I always got some shit I should be doing. You have people who
Yeah.
say, I'm bored. You're bored? You're bored? How are you bored and you didn't accomplish shit? I live off accomplishments. I live off of lining them up and knocking them down. But my accomplishments are not, yo, I hit that. I hit that. Yo, I had her. Yo, she be texting me. That's not an accomplishment for me. That don't mean anything to me. My accomplishments are saying, yo, I set out to do this. I came, I saw, I conquered.
I conquered.
That's it.
Yeah.
What is next for Doggie Diamonds? Doggie Diamonds want to hit 250,000 subscribers. That's my goal right now. I'm at 249 and some change. I got to hit that 250 by the end of March. You know what? I got to crank out more content. I got to be more innovative. I got to do things. You see, I sent you something last night that was something about creative. That's how my brain works. Remember when I sent you last night? I text you. This is how my brain works. How could I innovate the product?
Yeah.
You're not a product for me. You're not a product. You can be a product of something that's going on in my day, but you are not my day. I'm trying to build a fucking empire. And many people don't get it. So they think of little shit or let's go out and eat sushi and fuck that. I don't want to do that. We can do that sometimes, but what do we accomplish? What do we accomplish? What is our overall goal? What is our goal? Our goal is not to fucking go on vacation 100 times and sit there on the beach and act like I ain't never do this shit with other chicks. Get the fuck out of here with that. I done did that before. But I never achieved all my goals. And that's what I'm about. You understand what I'm saying? And I think more people, when you goal-driven, goal-oriented, you look at people and say, nah, you don't fit in my today's goals. Nah, you a distraction. Nah, you're annoying. Nah, you're not with, because again, we have to be each other's encouragement to be great. You doing this, I'm doing this when we come together, hey man. But it ain't that. It's motherfuckers, somebody ain't doing shit most of the time. So that's why you studying me.
That's not gonna fly. Eventually, if two people are not on the same even plane.
But who is though? Who is though these days? Man, this is, you know what? This is a whole different. I think we at the 2 hour mark, 2:12 too. So we at the 2 hour mark. We're going to leave because we got a whole conversation to come back with. But my thing is this: where we at as a culture, our shit got to get reset badly because the expectations, the stigmas, the stereotypes. And what we really want, half people don't even really know what the fuck they want. Because some people got it. And they still let it go. Don't let your food get cold looking at my plate.
Amen.
So that's where we at. So give them all your social media.
Okay. Instagram, TIYEPHOENIX. Ty Phoenix. No underscores. If you see an underscore, it's not me. This is old news at this point. This fake page. We know Instagram is not being proactive and really nailing this problem. Should some people even suspect maybe some of these apps are behind the fake accounts? Who knows? Because it's forcing people to get verified. I don't know. I hear different theories. But if you see what is it, underscore or dash or extra letter like NIIIX or whatever in the Phoenix, it's not me. And stop following these pages. These pages got thousands of followers. This is old news now. Anyway, Ty Phoenix 713 is TikTok. Okay.
Your TikTok is booming. Yeah, your TikTok is booming.
My TikTok, but ironically, is spiritual content.
Got you.
I don't really have any music on my TikTok. My hashtag, my niche, as they call it, is hashtag spiritual TikTok. So all content about spiritual elevation, personal evolution, healing, hashtag chosen one. So we got that. That's a whole demographic. chosen people who feel like, you know, they have a specific mission in life and they're not deviating from that mission. That's the chosen ones. So there's a whole lot of content over there about chosen ones and like I said, spiritual growth, a lot of spiritual and spiritually infused knowledge. And that's my hashtag. And my TikTok, like you said, it really expanded in a very short span of time. Not here to do a commercial for TikTok because we're obviously on the YouTube right now, but just if I must say so, the algorithm over there is very different. You post content on Instagram, it kind of has a lifespan of maybe that day, maybe a little bit, it trickles over the next day. You can post something, say October 2022, that is still being fed to your niche, your followers in your niche in March 2023. So you have videos that have like over 100,000 views.
TikTok
You know
don't
what I'm
like me.
saying?
TikTok don't like me. TikTok don't like me. They be saying I can't post it, and I'm like, what the hell? Why can't?
No, what it is that I had to, like you said, how sometimes you just take the time to really just kind of dive in and learn stuff. I really learned. I feel this is what I think. I'm not saying this may work for everybody, but what I feel like I went in and really studied how TikTok works because there's suggestions. You know that about the pitch and the intro, then the call to action, and you're supposed to place the call to action in the beginning of the video, and then again repeated at the end of the video, certain amount of time. It's a whole science.
So why can't I post shit like my Future interview and shit like that? They be like, you can't post this. It's mine. What you mean I can't post my shit?
Oh, I don't know. I think they have like some copyright stuff that they do.
It's mine. But you think I'm going to be on there doing the Beyonce or this no shit? And I ain't doing all that shit on. That ain't what my TikTok is about.
That's old TikTok, as a matter of fact. All the choreography and shit, TikTok has evolved now. Matter of fact, they're trying to get rid of TikTok because it's really the realest news source out there.
Yeah, facts. There's a lot of
the information on there is priceless.
But yo, Ty, this is what's pissing me off about TikTok. If you hashtag Doggie Diamonds, they got all my shit up there, but I can't put my shit up there on my shit. Like they got my Ali Vegas shit, they got mad shit, and I be trying to put my shit on there, and they be like, "You can't use this." How? It's mine. I am Doggie Diamonds TV. Hello.
I don't know about that's crazy.
They don't fuck.
Yeah, because I have seen your clips over there. I've seen your clips. Yeah. They show up in my
They ain't on the kids' shit. They ain't on my shit. Why I can't live off my shit? I'll be trying to put all my shit on there. There's always something. I got hundreds of clips to put on TikTok, and they be like, no. I'm like, why y'all hating?
That's weird.
Man, this is me. True. This is my goddamn voice. I got to fucking put my crock pot up there and shit like that and boiling lentils and shit, and they'll accept that. But when I want to put my content on there, they be like, nah. But anyway, yeah, we gotta do something.
Oh yeah, so and also just to your followers, we talked about this the last time. I'm a professional astrologer, not to be confused with your neighborhood psychic, not to be confused with your neighborhood tarot reader, not to criticize them, but it's a completely different walk. And if you ever want to get your birth chart explored, you want me to tell you the best day, time of the year, whatever, that's something I do as well. And the majority of the content over there on my TikTok is astrology oriented, like I said, or spiritual knowledge oriented. So if you want more information about it, message me on either one of those sites. I check my messages most frequently on Instagram. So, and my pages are open. All of my pages are open. So when you hit the follow button, I'm more than likely I'll follow you back if I like, unless your page just has offensive content or something like that. I'm more than likely I'll follow you back and we can message each other. So,
man, I'm gonna tell you something. I don't follow everybody back on Instagram, right? Because one thing I don't like, don't send me no fucking videos. I don't like it. Why? Because TikTok I use for business. I'm not on there for y'all niggas to comment on my selfie or say who I look like. I don't like when men comment on anything about anything way I look. I'm just keep it real with y'all. So when I'm on there to conduct business, stop sending me videos because it fucks up my DMs. And now I can't find people who are clients
Yeah.
because it gets, and I be telling people, stop sending me shit, and they will keep doing it. So you know what I do? Matumbo, you're blocked. Because I'm not going to keep telling you 1,000,001 times, stop sending me shit. I don't care about, listen,
if you know me, you know I don't give a fuck.
I'm not your average Joe. I'm not consumed by this shit, right? This is something that I do when I'm doing it. When I'm not doing it, I'm not doing it, period. I'm not scouring the internet. I'm not on all social media platforms. The Donald Trump picture you see of him getting arrested is fake. Stop sending me that shit. Like, y'all don't use discernment with nothing. Everything you see, you just ingest it. I don't eat bad food. So bad food is also mental, what you look at, what you hear, and what you see. Stop sending me that shit. It's bad food. And if you want to eat pork chops, then eat your pork chops. Stop sending that shit to me. But Ty, I know you gotta get up in the morning. I don't. Well, I just gotta go to the gym. But you know what I'm saying? I get to chill out for a little while. I don't have no water though, so that is very concerning. So I might have to go out. Well, I get some bottles of water in the morning because I don't drink faucet water. You know, and I ain't got no Brita or none of that because
Yeah.
ain't nothing but goddamn strained faucet water. And I don't drink purified water either. You know what I'm saying?
I drink alkaline water.
I do too, to a certain extent, but I drink spring water for the most part. You know what I'm saying? I drink spring water, but I drink alkaline water when I can. But other than that, I'm happy that y'all here with us today. I'm out of here. She's not, listen, this is not the last time y'all gonna see her. You know what I'm saying? So again, shout out to Coach Ken Daka for actually introducing
Coach
us.
Ken Doctor, the queen.
Yeah, that actually introduced us, and now you are a fixture on Doggie Diamonds TV. We're going to talk about all types of shit, but y'all going to have to spread the word. When you see her name in the title anywhere, we need y'all to come out. We need y'all to support. When I be talking about some of that sensationalized shit, even though I'm a wizard at no matter what the fuck I'm talking about, it's true. Oh, it's true. I need y'all to show her the love too, because she's a very intelligent woman, and I'm more gearing towards bringing women on these platforms so they can speak. More women need to speak that don't speak from their box. They speak from their brain. Until next time, you already know what it is. I am Doggie Diamonds. This is Ty Phoenix. Make sure you follow her. Y'all ain't gonna follow me, so I ain't even telling y'all to follow me, because y'all don't ever follow me. I'm out.